Morning, everyone. Or, well, afternoon, rather, actually. Is the music too loud? I think it is. I think this should be better. Is it? Hopefully. Let's see, we got Shifune first in the chat. Flattest Justice. That's really cool. Chrono of Mana, hello. Sasuke Uchiha. Matthew Curia Light. Gabriel Pineda. Scott Robinson Jr. Vincent Jackson. Hey, at least I'm recognizing some names now. Also, I hear an ice cream truck outside. Do you guys hear that? For real, did you guys hear that? Literally ice cream truck. Music sounds fine. That's perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Very well, very well. Now, what I have to do is get PSO2 running. Oops, sorry about that. Wait. Is PSO2 actually doing a file check? Hello? Wait, what? No, wait, why is it doing a file check? No, you gotta be kidding me. You've gotta be kidding me. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not good. I probably should have checked this before I started to stream. Okay. We might be in a little bit of trouble. At least regarding the game, that is. But it's okay. No matter what, we can still chat. Right? Oh, never mind. I got it. False alarm. False alarm. False alarm. False alarm. Actually, false alarm. I'm so sorry. Oh no, it's just sometimes PSO2 does like a file check on your files and stuff. But then this time it actually like manually force canceled it. So I'm like, okay, I don't care about your file checks. I'm just gonna play the game. I know, I'm awesome. No, I'm just kidding. We're good. We're good. We're good. No worries. We are good. Okay, so at the current state of Phantasy Star Online 2, we basically more or less just finished a pretty big live stream on PSO2 JP, which is really cool because you actually get like a lot of information regarding like how players actually feel about the game and then like the features and everything that they really want. So when it comes to like information and everything like that, it's one of the things that I personally really like a lot about PSO2 because they really do like try to be very transparent in terms of, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we want to know from you, or like things of that sort. But it's pretty nice to actually like be able to talk about the information that like, hey, this is what our players think about our game, so this is the direction that we're going to go forwards and stuff like that. So Jacob4444 asked, do you think maintenance will be in the same time ish for NA? Absolutely not. The thing is, like, if the game in North America, right, has the same maintenance time as PSO2 JP, basically you will not be able to play the game at all on Tuesday night, which is not good. Like, I'm sure you got a lot of people are going to be angry if the game is literally on maintenance like every Tuesday night. So that's definitely not a good thing. Can you still trade with players in Phantasy Star Universe? It's a completely different game, so you absolutely cannot do that. How do I get my game to look so good? My game is basically just on max graphics. So I don't know what to comment for that one. Goodbye, Liberator. Not really. I wouldn't say that Liberate got like hard power creep just yet, only because we don't know the potential of the new weapon series. Although the base damage for the new weapon series is like higher than Liberate, but just we can't really say. Although, like, I know that Liberate will be really good for some certain classes that doesn't reach like 100% crit rate. For example, stuff like Phantom is probably going to be still really, really good to have Liberate to begin with. Jared White asks, how can you set up payment for AC shopping? Well, I have a Japanese bank and credit card and whatnot, so I can just pay like directly to SEGA. But I know a lot of people do like PSO2 ES and stuff, so it's like pretty simple. Uchiha Sasuke once again asks, thank you Azlara for your guide for the Ill Phantasy Star Saga. No problem. I actually really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. And also thank you very much Navinia Fate for following. It's awesome. System Wonderland asks, how does the EQs work on this one? Whatever your time's been. If you really want to know about the time frame for like EQs in PSO2, you can probably check the EQ alerts channel from my Discord channel, or like just like look at Bump for the EQ schedule. Josh Kimarko asks, I remember playing this on Japanese servers on an English translation patch. Yeah. I mean, you're still watching people play on the English translation patch right now, aka this stream. So, also Alice Yuki, thank you very much for following. Okay, let's see. Lance Ryder asks, does PSO2 have iframes like in Monster Hunter? Yes, absolutely. Some classes and skills does have iframes. It's really good. Vincent Jackson asks, do you have any setup for which classes you're going to be demoing, or are you going to vote like last time I did? I'm probably going to vote like last time I did. Cause like the best thing about that is like if I see what you guys are interested in, right, and just try it out, you guys are probably going to be more engaged than just saying like, hey, I'm going to try the Hunter, but then nobody's interested, you know? Edelius asks, is it worth being lazy and buying rings off the player market? Should I make it myself? Honestly, if you're lazy, just go for it. Some money wouldn't hurt, honestly. Shifune, okay. Stolium asks, Stolium78 actually asks, what's your opinion on Summoner class and what's the best class for Summoner and why? Number one, there's two viable subclasses for Summoner in the endgame. Either you play Summoner Phantom, which is pretty convenient to play because like your damage multipliers and everything is not as conditional as Fighter and all of that, but when you play Summoner Fighter, you have a lot more potential to do a lot more damage. Although the skills and everything are significantly more conditional, so you actually have to be pretty good. It's basically one of those. How balanced is Josh K? How balanced is the classes in terms of DPS? It's okay. Like you can definitely like play basically just about every class and feel viable. So it's like okay. I do think like just about every class is pretty good right now in terms of like balancing. There are some classes that are a little better than others, but that's about it. Skrinky asks, am I Japanese? I am half Japanese. And my English is very good. Thank you very much. English is like my third language, but still, thank you so much. Scott Robinson Jr. asks, I would love to know how to decorate alliance rooms. What you're seeing on the screen right now is actually the alliance room for my team. So, everything's basically preset. So you can't really like decorate anything as much. Tyrants Rise, will you be making a series for beginners and new players on NA release? Kind of. Yeah. I mean, what I'm planning script writing for right now is basically just making like class guides, right? But the thing is, when it comes to class guides, I'm making class guides for JP, but making them in a way that NA players can understand. So I guess it's kind of both, I guess you could say. We'll be going over Force. Is Force not popular? It's just really hard to play, says Leslie. It's just really, really hard to play because like Force is like an endgame boomer class. You're not going to be able to do anything good with Force until you're like late game. And it's probably one of the most expensive classes to set up as well because tech crafting and everything. And especially in North America, there's not going to be people who has like maximum tech crafting and stuff. So it's going to be a real pain in the butt. Also, Gunnar Finley and Blake Green, thank you very much for following. I appreciate that. Okay. Matthias Confan asks, can classes like Hero and Phantom, can they have subclass? No, they cannot. Anthony asks, I've seen regular Saber in the game. Sabers, I've never played PSO1, but there are no Sabers. Isaac Legend asks, will there be releasing more concerts in English? Probably, yeah. Also, Yun, don't make me go over there and hug you again, okay? Chrono of Mania, Chrono of Mana. Is there gonna be a class guild for summon? Huh? Not entirely sure what that means, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. Oh yeah, one more thing about decorating your team room, right? There is one thing that you can technically like quote unquote decorate with. Basically, if your team ranks in like the ship rankings and everything, you get these amazing trophies, which you can just flex. You can also check your like team status and everything, and you say like, hey, look, we have 58 trophies. Pretty cool. Also, thank you, Rio Magnus, for following. Perfect guide first? I'll consider it. Gabriel Freitas asks, I've heard that once you level up your skills, you cannot reset it unless you pay money. Yes. Or if they give out skill reset passes. Pinoy asks, is code beta done for Xbox? It's been done. Fangogram69. Wish they would go ahead and announce a PC beta. Yeah, for sure. Wasun. Sutipon Panit, right? I think. No cooldown, compound text to make Force great again? Of course. Paul Inman, thank you so much for helping beat cancer. Oh, really? Wait, what did I do? Well, I mean, sure. No, like, I appreciate that. Means a lot, actually. Also, Cammy? Wait, what is Cammy doing here? Hello? Jealous of that team tree? Yes. Team tree is actually a pretty big part of the game. Because, number one, you actually do get a lot of buffs from having a maxed out team tree. For example, right here, right? 20% attack boost, 20% defense boost, 10% EXP, 10% Meseta boost, well 30 actually, and then 10% rare drop boost. The most important part about this thing when it comes to skill tree, well, not the skill tree, but the team tree, right? Is that the multipliers are actually multiplicative. It's actually multiplicative. Like, it's not additive like the other multipliers. So basically, like, when you see like the EXP be 10%, right? It's 10% multiplicative. It's not additive. So it's like actually a lot more than you might think it is. Anthony asks, you're a beginner, do you recommend Hero or Phantom? You cannot even get those classes as a beginner, so don't even think of that into consideration. Since you need 2 classes first at level 75 before you're even able to get like access to the successor classes. So it's gonna be a little while until you actually get access to. Merrick 117, this game has a lot of crossover. Do you think they'll make new ones with the Xbox titles? That's very possible because right now, like, North America does have a big stake with Microsoft into, yeah. There's Yun. Also, Zest, hello. Hate how you have to level up one skill to active. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes, which is why, like, sometimes, like, if you're really careful with things, you'd be completely fine, I think so. Alright. I guess that's enough chat for now. Let's get into what we're here for, okay? Let's watch some class demonstrations. My question today is, which classes do all of you want to see? Literally, type in chat and be like, yo man, I want to see the Hunter class, or like, I want to see Fighter, or something like that. I'm gonna see like, what do you guys want? And then I'm just gonna determine it. I know it's biased, but still. I'm probably not gonna count everything, but let's see. What do you guys want to see? What do you all want to see today? And yeah, of course, there's a lot of differences between Phantasy Star Online 2 and also PSO 1. Bouncer Braver Force. I feel like I'm seeing a trend here. I feel like a lot of people are always like, yo man, I really want to see like Bouncer, I want to see Braver, I want to see Gunner. That's a lot of Rangers today. Whoa. Are forces so strong to play? Ask Kenta Rar. Yes. Fighter, Force, Braver, Hero, Tamer. No thanks. Taka Bouncer, Summoner. Oh man. You know what? I'm seeing a lot of Gunner today. I think I'm probably gonna try Gunner today. Yeah, let's do a demonstration on Gunner today. Well, not Gunner, sorry, Ranger. My brain is like messed up right now. Yeah. Let's take a look at Ranger today. And then probably after Ranger, we can probably look at Tector. Yeah, let's do that for now. We'll go Ranger and then we'll go Tector. Is Etoile gonna be in global release instantly? I don't think so. Like, I really don't think so. Also, Nightmesh, thank you very much for following. The thing is, like, no matter what you do, Tector is still support, even though it's DPS, because every class in PSO2 is DPS no matter what. So, regardless of, like, even if you're playing support or anything, you still have to do DPS. But it mostly depends on how good you are and how proficient you are at doing DPS itself. So. Alright. There's also a new limited quest which I did not play yet, but I would love to actually try it. Maybe I'll actually show you guys the new limited quest soon. But for now, let's do some demonstrations first. I did Ranger over the weekend, yeah. But it's still not the same as like people watching now, you know? Endless Eden. Sweet, gonna tune in. Usually you go Hunter for JP, but then you start Ranger for once. Yeah, awesome. Very cool, very cool. All right. Let's go over the basics of exactly what Ranger's role in PSO2 is, and also how the gameplay usually plays out. We'll start with the very, very basics of basics. So first of all, before I even bring up the target, right? Ranger has the very most normal attack, because you basically do 1, 2, 3. And then after your third shot, you will be reloading. Or well, at least have a small animation to do a reload. But you can actually completely skip the animation by using a photon art. So for example, normally you do 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Also be sure, if you guys see this, right? When you see the red JA circles, you want to hit your photon arts and also your normal attacks on the red circles. Because those timing attacks actually do give you at a base of 30% more damage. So you have to look at that very carefully. It's something that the game does teach you, but they don't explicitly say hey man, you have to do that all the time. So make sure you don't have a bad habit of actually not hitting your JA rings when you're actually doing skills and PAs or normal attacks to begin with. Because it's a lot of damage you can be losing. And also, especially if you're playing the Hunter subclass, right? That ring turns to 50%, and it's actually going to be a lot of damage you're losing if you cannot time your skills and everything perfectly to hit these rings. So just be mindful of that and make sure that you always put yourself into a habit of hitting those JA rings. Now, like I was saying, that you have 3 burst shots before a reload. Now what you're seeing here is me doing 2 normal shots and doing my photon art as the 3rd shot. As you can see, the reload animation is not coming out. So technically, if you can know yourself that, hey, I'm doing 2 shots and then 1 PA or something like that, you can actually continuously use this combination to not have downtime on your reloads and also still keep doing your normal damage. And you also have to remember that doing your normal attacks will regenerate your PP bar, which means that, for example, maybe you can do 1 normal and then 2 photon arts, and then 1 normal and then 2 photon arts. Which means that you're still going to have a very good regeneration for your PP. Let's show this into practice quite a bit. Okay, so we have here the rock bear. 1 PA, PA. Attack, PA, PA. As you can see, my PP bar is still not going down as much because I have the normal attack to help build the PP back up. Of course, it'll be a little, significantly less damage than actually doing a normal, spam and everything like that. But sometimes, if you really need, sustain, it's good to do it. But of course, there's also positions where you want to just basically just be spamming your PAs and not really caring about doing the normals. Because sometimes, hey, some downs are really short or some downs are really long. So you kind of just have to, know the general feel and timing of it to actually do hey, do I want sustain on my PP bar or do I just want to dump my entire PP bar? So that's kind of the basics for understanding how classes work in general. Do weapon swap cancel reload? Let's test it out right now. Yes, it does. 1, 2, swap. Yeah, weapon swapping is instantaneous. But the thing is, if you actually do your 3rd, you will reload before you swap the animation, because you cannot force cancel animations unless you do jumps, I think so. No, that's hard. It will continue to do the reload animation. You actually can't cancel out of it. But you can actually do 1, 2, and then swap. So you can completely skip the third pretty flawlessly, actually, if you use that. That's pretty solid. Okay. Let's go over Ranger PAs quite a bit. Pillar Egg. I heard there's a ton of music from games you can unlock in your room. Yeah, definitely. Ranger is basically the precision class. You can switch to Z aim mode and just like manually aim, because in this game there's actually a headshot mechanic. So like if you're really good at aiming, you can actually use the Z aim mode to your big advantage, because you can actually hit the headshots and actually do bonus damage. There's a lot of angles where you really want to use the Z aim, because like for example piercing shot, right, this one that you're seeing right now, on this angle specifically you can hit rock bear twice. But if I use manual aim and just do this here, or like some weird angle like these, it really depends on the angle. Like some angles you will not be able to hit it twice, but some angles you can. So if you actually like, yeah, those angles you can't. This angle you can hit twice, I think. That's hard. I have to find the angles. I haven't played Ranger in quite a while. Yeah, but there are certain angles that you can basically just hit twice with piercing shot. So it's pretty important to like learn enemy hitboxes to a certain extent, which is really nice. Also, Ranger has these tools called like traps, which is like the flashbang you saw just now and stuff, which is a very fast like PP regeneration tool. It's really good for you to use, because like for example, if there's like a mob of enemies and stuff like that, you can be like, hey man, I need my PP back. Let's throw a flashbang. Boom. So that's like basically your entire PP bar back, and you can just do everything. How am I swapping weapons so fast? I have hotkeys to swap weapons, so that's kind of like something that you actually have to like set up. I'll probably go over that in some video in the future, but for now, if you really want to see, if you go to the game options and control settings and go to your where is it? Keyboard, and then shortcuts. Right here, shortcut words, action palette swapping, sub palette, and then the window shortcut and whatnot over here. Basically, my switch palette is 1 to 0, so like I can switch my weapons by just clicking 1 to 5 on my keyboard. So it's actually really cool and really easy to do. Okay. Anyways, let's go on for the next. Let's go on for the next one. So, Ranger has this skill called Standing Snipe, where you actually can maximize your damage by standing completely still before using a photon art. There's a lot of photon arts that allow you to, well, force you rather to stay still to begin with. For example, this one called An Attraction. An Attraction is a photon art which, once used, you actually cannot move at all. And it's actually really hard to aim as well because your sensitivity is super low. But then it actually does a crap ton of damage and also can hit up to 7 times. It's one of the most important bread and butter photon arts for Ranger, because it has not only super long range, but also basically one of, if not the highest potential DPS. You actually, it is a really long range, but there is a range limit to it. So you actually have to like learn it a little bit. But this is around the limit of the range before it dissipates. So it's still pretty long. There's one trick that you can do for Ranger, is that before you hit like Standing Snipe or anything, right? What you want to do is when you're moving, okay, you're shooting, moving, and then when you stand still for a second, click 1 PA, and then you charge your An Attract. If you stop moving completely and use a PA to reset your positioning, it will immediately count as you're standing still without you being completely still for like a second before that happens. So basically what happens is you're kind of like maximizing your frame here. So you move here, you shoot, you move here, you stand completely still, you hit 1 PA, and then you can charge your An Attract. And then that's the fastest way you can do to proc standing snipe, which will make your damage like significantly higher. So like here, let me put it into action. Here, boop, stop. And then there we go. You have the damage bonus for standing snipe immediately, which means that this actually also works in midair. For example, normally it's really hard to do standing snipe in midair because you will not, like, you will always be dropping, like, which counts as movement. So for example, if you do a PA in midair, a PA that can actually let you stay in midair, for example, like this, you can immediately charge and attract, and then that will count as standing snipe, because before you activate and attract, you are standing completely still. So that's just like a small trick for ranger players that are a little bit more advanced to actually maximize your damage. Just make sure to actually use your PAs to make your stealth stay completely still so you can actually proc standing snipe. This is actually the same case with end attract as well, where after you use the PA, you actually move. So you have to use one PA before using a second end attract. Because end attract moves you backwards. So like right after that is basically movement. Also, sorry, I'm not like reading comments right now. But yeah. There's still a lot more things you can actually do with Ranger. Even though you're supposed to be like at a very long distance, because your sharpshooter skill, right, allows you to have more damage bonus while you're far away. You want to maximize that as much as possible as well. Now this skill right here, what you're about to see, is called satellite cannon. As you can see, there's this projectile of like a satellite beam you can actually aim. And then once you do, you drop a really hard hitting, well, satellite cannon on top of the enemy. But remember that this will hit enemies from the top down. So for example, if you're trying to hit a weak spot that's on the ground, you actually will not, because it's a top-down ability. So you have to be very mindful and careful of what kind of enemy that you're actually fighting against. Because it does not do a lot of damage if you're not hitting weak spots, which is the crux of literally playing Ranger to begin with. And then one last PA that I really wanted to highlight today is a skill called Parallel Slider. Now, Parallel Slider normally does not function like this if you actually have not crafted the photon art. There are some photon arts that allows PA crafting, which means that the actual usage of the photon art will be completely different than what it is. So this is what Parallel Slider crafted looks like. And it also can be used in midair. You can freely move at whatever angle that you want to while you gradually drop from that, and it drains your PP constantly. So if you can actually like have a lot of PP, you can actually do Parallel Slider for like a very, very long time. And also one of the very coolest things is the wind up for Parallel Slider. This one actually gives you complete invincibility frames. You can technically do this to dodge things, because you do get the invincibility frames on the wind up. And now what I'm doing here is called Impact Slider. Basically, it's a PA that's really cool. You can actually come really up close to the enemies if you really wanted to, although it's not generally recommended. And then you can use, for example, like Parallel Sliders to like get out or something like that, like right here, boom, and then try to get out. Oops, sorry about that. Or if you're gonna get up close like this, you can actually just use Diffuse Shell, boom, as a shotgun ability. You can do movement with Ranger. Like you can do actually a lot of movement. There's a lot of ways that you can movement types with Ranger at all. So it's gonna be very, very important for you to learn how to use all of your movement abilities properly. you can actually hold directional keys to control your impact slider's movement. For example, right here, if I'm holding back while using impact slider, I won't slide as far compared to if I'm holding forwards. Or like, I can also shift to like slightly the left or something like that by just holding the D key or well, the right key. And once again, putting myself in the position for doing headshots is basically the crux of playing Ranger. Position yourself to really good spots and then charge up your abilities to do your hard-hitting abilities and basically just snipe enemies from a really long distance. This is the bread and butter of how to play Ranger in Phantasy Star Online 2. Well, you have one more thing that you can do with Ranger is support using support bullets. Right here, we have the skill called Weak Bullet, where enemies that are marked with Weak Bullet will have this mark on it. This is basically, I think, if I recall correctly, a 1.2 times multiplier for everything. So basically, if you have friends in like your MPA or your party, basically every person in the party will do 20% more damage. This includes everyone in like the 12-man MPAs as well. So as you can see right here, from basically like 19k damage to 23k damage or 24k damage is actually really, really important. Also, these bullets do a crap ton of damage. Like the special bullets itself actually do a crap ton of damage. So you can actually, to an extent, use it for damage, but you don't really want to because you want to have your bullet like uptime all the time because the cooldown is actually pretty significant. So like you just want to make sure to have weak bullet uptime forever, and you want to do is maximize DPS as possible by just staying far away. And that is basically, yeah, there you go. That was basically the entirety of Ranger, really shortly. Now the secondary weapon for Ranger is actually the launcher, which the launcher is more of a mobbing weapon. As you can see, it has a lot of AoE compared to the rifle. Take a look at this real quick. Look at the AoE on this one skill, okay? That's a huge AoE. And considering if you can actually hit weak spots on the enemies, that's like 200k damage AoE instantly from literally just doing this like once. Launchers are insane, just saying, for mobbing, that is. Although I see a lot of people in like public groups and everything basically like try to mob with like the rifle and everything like that, or like, yo man, let's do the like grenade shell. Sorry, wait, here it is. I'm like, dude, that is so small compared to the launcher. Hello? Because like once you actually learn how powerful a launcher is and you can actually really utilize it, like the damage is asinine. And especially consider its AoE as well. Trust me, it's a lot stronger than using grenade shell on your rifle. Also, the best part, by the way, this launcher is completely ungrinded. It's a 15-star, yeah, but it's completely ungrinded, and I can still do damage like this. It's rather insane. Imagine if it's fully grinded and fixed. How much damage will this thing be doing, right? Because, like, plus 10, like, I think max grind is, like, you have a multiplier of, what, 40% damage increase? Which is still quite significant. And then you have that and then all the fixes and everything. So basically it's like, imagine this, but like doing around like 50% more damage overall. So say 200k will turn to like 300k. That's really significant. There's many ways to do movement with launchers and everything like that as well. So you just have to like just understand a bit of like how to actually move around. For example, use zero distance is actually a really good strong ability that you can just use to like focus on some enemies, parts and everything like that. They do a lot of damage. And it's really fast as well. So it's one of the better launcher PAs to use if you're really planning to use it on like just like quick bursts or like movement like that. It's really nice. Because I don't think anything that rifle can provide can do that much unless you're just doing like diffuse shell, which is a shotgun ability. Although I think launcher should edge out. Like if this is grinded properly, zero distance should edge out. Small waifu, big raifu. Yeah, gotta get the kami spirit in here, right? Now, one of the most fun things about launcher that I really like to do, I'm just gonna demonstrate this. This is not like the most effective strategy for like everything, but there's this one skill called the Cosmos Breaker. So this is what it does. As you can see, it's very slow. And you basically cannot do anything else while Cosmos Breaker is being casted until it actually explodes. I should probably turn off the sound of my phone. Sorry about that. Okay, so basically with Cosmos Launcher, there's one small trick that you can do. Aim at the ground with your manual aiming. Cosmos Breaker. And just literally dodge cancel out of it. This is actually a very, very like common strategy in terms of like mobbing with launchers. Because Cosmos Breaker does stagger your enemies and stuff like that, and it actually does quite a bit of damage over time. So basically imagine if you're staggering enemies with Cosmos, right? And then you come far away, be like, yo man! Boom. I guess it's kind of a little bit like hard to imagine. So let's like jump into a small field just to give you a small demonstration. Oh yeah, also, Cammy, I'm just saying, I have a tracksuit on, and now I'm squatting. Are you proud of this? Tracksuit, squatting, and then showing off my rifle. And I also have pink nails, and thigh socks. And spats. Okay, let's find a quick mob of enemies. Oh hey, it's a Astolfo dragon. This is not the desired outcome that I was looking for. Also, I'm not equipped to deal with this guy. At least not on like Ranger. But as you can see, you can basically just kite forever, you know? It's so low effort, to be honest, just playing with parallel slider. It's actually pretty funny. Ow. Oh yeah, also one more thing. The weak bullet buff actually does disappear. Debuff actually disappears when you break an enemy part. So just be careful with that. Oops. I'm probably gonna die here actually. But yeah, I'm not equipped on a proper class. So let me just get out of here. But yeah, it's so low effort. You can just like kite forever. And then especially if you're playing like a proper class like Ranger Hunter or like Ranger Itwal and stuff like that, you're basically guaranteed to never die. Like, you will absolutely not die, like, ever. It's amazing. But right now I'm actually playing Ranger Braver because this character is what I'm actually doing for Bow Braver, which I use Ranger as a subclass, so I actually don't have like the skills properly learned for main class. But yeah, anyways, let's see Cosmos Breaker in action, shall we? Don't cancel out of it too early because it's not gonna shoot. Watch. It's wonderful. It's absolutely a pleasure to see. And you can actually use your traps to basically just get like instant full PP back against like a mob of enemies like that. Actually retarded. Actually retarded. It's so fun though. Yeah. So at least like you guys can see the possibilities now. And also, of course, the rodeo drive. This is basically the fastest way you can travel with Ranger. Okay, perfect. So that is basically the super fast demonstration of Ranger's nooks and crannies. What do y'all think? Is the complex PA for launcher worth using? Yeah, definitely. Is there anything that raises move speed in general? Well, rodeo drive is basically the only thing they can use, so that's basically about it. But yeah, like, what do you guys, like, after seeing this, what do you guys think about Ranger now? Super cool? Super fun? Interesting? Or not my type? Different strokes for different folks, my dudes. Anything that you prefer doesn't mean that other people has to prefer it too. Which is why there's a lot of classes in PSO2. Not bad, huh? That's nice. Almost as making Dante as a must in this game. It says Lunar Shadow 55. Probably. Glad that you guys are enjoying it though. That's super cool. Gun Phantom is more your style? That's fine. Still prefer smashing people in the face with a giant sword? Hell yeah, dude. Do they have a spread needle? Yeah, there's spread needle. Oh yeah, speaking... Yo, okay. So, I'm sorry I didn't read your name, but whoever said just now that you prefer smacking enemies with a giant sword, I am going to change your mind right here, right now. You think smashing enemies with a giant sword is cool? I freaking golf enemies with my freaking launcher, my dudes! Fam, you think melee is overrated? Hello? Get on my level, dude! This is the most unoptimal way to play launchers, but it exists, so who cares? Please don't do this, by the way, just saying. Like, please actually don't do this. please actually don't do this. All of you guys in chat playing Ranger, promise me right now that you are not going to do this, okay? I will not end this stream without you guys promising me that you're not going to do this. Okay? Good. Very cool. Very cool. But yeah, the reason that I really wanted to play, have this character is basically because I'm playing bow. Which bow is quite a bit peculiar compared to like the other weapons and stuff like that, but I'm not going to demonstrate bow for now, because we'll keep that for a little bit later. Alright. I said that the next class that I would do is Tector, so let's swap over and see what Tector is available. Or well, what Tector is made of. Gonna swap all my weapons here, and I'm gonna go grab my wand from my other characters. Thank you, Kyoka, you did a great job today. Awesome. Did I fuck over the NA Ranger meta? Please don't. No, like for real though. Please don't do this. Are you gonna guys make a golf alliance? Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, I don't care what you do, but please don't make a golf alliance. I do highly not recommend that. What's the reason I need multiple characters? There's actually many benefits for having multiple characters, actually. At least in terms of like getting money in this game. Because every single client order and stuff is basically character based. So like, for example, my weekly quests, right? Your weeklies give you like what? 2 million something meseta per week. So basically, I can do 2 million weekly quests for each character. So like, technically, if I can have 2 million in each character, right? So if I have 10 characters, that's theoretically 20 million per week. That's a lot of money. Just saying. Basically that. And also, I like making characters. So that's exactly what I did. Make characters. And just enjoy myself. Oh my god, are you guys gonna start hashtag golf gang? Golf star? No! Guys, please don't do this. No. No. Absolutely not. Okay? Tiger's Wood? Hole in none? Yeah, no. Please don't. I like Hole in None though. Hole in None sounds pretty fun. Alright. So, now we're here with Tector, the fabled support class of Phantasy Star Online 2. Well, not fabled, because it actually is a support class. And yeah, you can also share the same gear across all the characters. Okay. Oh yeah, also before I begin to continue like any crazy like explanations and everything like that, I'm just gonna say, if you guys have any like questions in chat and like I can't like read or understand anything, only because like I'm not like watching the chat and whatnot. If you guys have any questions, Stall in chat can answer. He's basically my secretary, so. Anyways, time to demonstrate Tector. Tector is the support class of Phantasy Star Online 2. Now, what's the most important thing about Tector? If anyone who's played any other Phantasy Star Online 2 game ever, you should be able to tell me the answer without even asking. Number 1, Shifta. Number 2, the band. And number 3, Resta. Done. Support guide's over, guys. Time to go home. Just saying. No, that's not all you need to know, but still. It's been like this forever for Phantasy Star, dude. Shifta, the band, and Resta. Literally all you need to know to be a professional support player. Your team needs damage? No problem. I have Shifta. Your team's dying and needs defense buffs? No problem. I have the band. Your team's dying because they have no health? No problem. I can heal them with Resta. And that's basically, you know, the general support. Professor, can Tector use golf club? No. Now here's the thing. Tector does not have a golf club. But what Tector does have is the heavy hammer. A skill that takes absolutely 4 full seconds to charge to this full point, to smash onto something's face, and do crazy amounts of damage. Oh, sorry, did you have to see that again? Watch closely. That's a 719k. Heavy Hammer is the only photon art that exists for Tector. Tector does not have access to any other photon art except for Heavy Hammer. You do have wand smacking as your normal attack. And you can use a variety of techniques, whether it be light, whether it be dark, whether it be wind, whether it be lightning. But the crux of it is knowing your timings and doing pre-spawn strategies preemptively with the Heavy Hammer. The class that I'm playing right now is Tector Phantom. What Tector Phantom provides that something else does not is the fact that all these support techs and utilities and everything is charged super fast. Normally they take a lot longer to charge, but with Tector Phantom, I can charge everything very fast. Which is why like Tector Phantom is like one of the most like best classes to use in terms of like soloing content with Tector and everything, because you have a good mix of like being able to do normal damage, being able to do casting, being able to do striking damage, have really high damage on your Heavy Hammer, and also the utility to charge your support techs really fast. So which is why like Tector Phantom is like my personal preferred class. most of the time, what you be doing is just like playing yourself like you're playing a force. Like you're just running around doing like casting and everything like that, and then hitting enemies when you can, etc., etc., to get your PP back. Do more casting, do more mobbing, do more damage, do more everything. And then you also have access to the compound techniques like the force class does. If you've watched any of my force videos before, you've probably seen this. But here, Tector can also do it. Albeit that the damage is significantly less than a force, but the fact that you can still have access to it and actually use it to a pretty large extent is pretty relevant. But that's not entirely the most important part either of playing Tector in general. You also have access to mini compound techs, which is, for example, this one that you're seeing right now, which is a mix of light and ice. Reverencia. Then there's Reflemelgia, which is like not the greatest thing, but it can get you out of pinches. For example, okay, I'm here, charging my heavy hammer, got this out, boom, I want to get out immediately, boom. And the last one, the most important one, is Rezondia, which is effectively a giant pool. Instant pools at that. And you can basically channel this ability continuously and just have like literally an area just filled with a whirlwind until you run out of PP, while doing significant amount of damage to it and also crowd controlling it to be in a position that you want to. This is especially good when you're doing a team setting, because you can control where you want the enemies to be. For example, like you control all the enemies to one spot, and then your friends just basically like blow them all up at the same time. So it's actually really, really strong for you to be able to like know these tools and everything like that, exactly what you have, what you can do, and what you want to do. So basically, like, that's literally the entirety of Tector. Is you're playing this like a force, but you want to make sure that you have your shift the band uptime permanently for your teammates. So you just have to make sure that you have like your healing, your everything on set. So basically, if, for example, you're fighting here and there. Oh no, I see my teammates got hurt. Let's heal them. Okay, we healed them. No problem. Continuous fighting. Oh, I have my compound techs. I can use damage. So we do this, yada, yada, yada. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, rebuff. No problem. Let's buff again. And then now we continue fighting. Basically, any other Tector combination does not allow your combat and support to be this fluid, because Phantom has fast charging techs as their ability. So this is the reason why that I prefer Tector Phantom in general, because you can basically simultaneously support and combat exactly at the same time. There's one more technique though. For example, if you're not playing Tector Phantom, right? If you know how to do fast swapping, as I demonstrated earlier, there are some jet boots that allow you to do support techs immediately. For example, right here. Did you notice that Shifta was casted immediately from this jet boot? Let me show you what it looks like in combat. Fighting, one smacking. Hey, Tector, can you rebuff me, please? No problem. So in case you don't understand what just happened, what happened was, I'm basically in the middle of combat. And then I swap immediately to the jet boot, casted Strike Gust, slammed immediately, activated the Shifta, and swapped my weapon back immediately and continued the combat seamlessly. And of course, there's also boots for D-band as well. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you know how to do fast swapping and everything, you can basically be in combat, be like, yo, buff, combat, buff, and then back to combat again immediately while the buff is still ongoing without having to wait, swap your palettes, charge your shifter, cast, and then wait to the 5 ticks, and then cast D-ban and wait again. Basically, by doing this, you have absolutely no downtime in DPS at all. You literally have no downtime in DPS if you can actually really master weapon swapping. As such. So it's actually really, really skillful that you actually have to be very proficient with doing that. Now there's one more skill that is very, very important to learn when playing Tector, that is a skill called Zonverse. I'm going to demonstrate you exactly right now what Zonverse does. Ready? 3, 2, 1. This is Zonverse. So now a lot of you might be questioning, Azel, what the bloody hell did you just do? And I answer you, the most overpowered support ability in the game. Zonverse. On its own, Zonverse does absolutely nothing. But what it actually does is the fact that Zonverse replicates any damage dealt on top of it by 20%. Let's have a picture of this. So this skill, Ilbarda, does 40k damage. I cast a Zonverse right here, and I cast Ilbarda again. Did you notice the second damage number? Did you notice the second damage number? That right there is Zonverse replicating 20% of the damage that is dealt on top of it. Now imagine this scenario. You're fighting a 12-man raid boss with, well, 12 people. You cast Zonverse right under 12 people, while all of them are playing DPS classes and doing massive amounts of damage. What do you think is going to happen? At that point, you are replicating 20% damage of 11 other people. Well, technically 12 because it's you as well. So basically, you're replicating 20% damage from every single person in your 12-man, including yourself. And that right there is the power of Zonverse. However, there's one very important thing to note, is that you want only one person in your entire MPA to cast Zonverse. Because Zonverse gets canceled out by other Zonverses. So basically, for example, if your other like force characters or like anyone that can cast is casting Zonverse as well, there will be a downtime and you will not actually have the effects of Zonverse, because Zonverse takes a small, like half a second or something like that to wind up, for example. So say like if everyone is casting Zonverse at the same time, it does not stack, by the way. Basically the fact is like you're not going to have any Zonverse damage up because it's just going to wind up to the point where it actually does damage. So in an organized party, you have to understand that only one person is allowed to cast Zonverse at a time. And also, Zonverse does not catch anything under it. So for example, if you're in the air, right now I'm under the Zonverse, the damage will not be replicated. Zonverse only catches everything above it. So make sure that you're always grounded on the ground before you cast Zonverse. This is the most important thing. So what a good Tector does is basically you're able to upkeep Zonverse, you're able to do combat, you're able to upkeep your buffs, make sure that your party always has Zonverse up, make sure your party always have the buffs up. You can do a lot of damage and have 100% Zonverse uptime. Also, one more tip. Zonverse is up for 5 seconds. Heavy Hammer charges for 4 seconds. So that's just one more trick in the book that you can actually work with and make Zonverse even more awesome. And this is the biggest difference between any Tector player that's not as proficient and any Tector player who only knows how to play buff slave. Is literally how good you are at doing your own personal DPS as well as upkeeping Zonverse and buffs on your entire team simultaneously at the same time while you're still doing combat, having the Zonverse upkeep, healing your friends, making sure the buff is up, and doing a lot of damage. A lot of people usually like to say that Tector is, you know, the buff slave, the support class. You guys are not super skilled. You should go play Tector. Go play support. But that is not the case. That is absolutely not the case. Very, very good support players can carry an MPA really hard. Because not only can you do 2/3 of the damage that a force can do, even more actually. Maybe even 3/4 of the damage as a force or a phantom. But you can also support your entire MPA, make them not die, make them do more damage, give them more crit rate, replicate their damage of Zonverse, heal them all the time with Resta and Megaverse, and do a lot of your own DPS. If you think that you're going to play support because you want to sit back and be a buff slave or just heal people and don't care about anything, or just like have a really relaxing class where you can just like use, you know, a low amount of APM and just like not do a lot and just heal and sit there and buff and everything like that, think again. Because this is not how support is played in Phantasy Star Online 2. Every single class, no matter what you are, what you do, is DPS. The difference between a good Tector and a bad Tector is very significant. So please remember that and keep in mind for anyone who's going to play Tector in this game. You are absolutely not sitting back and being a heal bot. If you think that playing a heal bot is your game, don't play Tector. Because if you take the Tector spot, you're enabling yourself to be in a lazy spot. And then maybe other people who are playing Tector that is actually willing to do the damage and put in the work and the micro and the actual practice to maximize DPS and be a really, really good support DPS character in this game, let them. And that concludes the demonstration for now of Tector. So, after all that, what do y'all think? Wait, what? One post? There you go. Yeah. So after seeing that and after knowing all of this, if anyone was actually looking to play like support and everything like that, how do you feel now? Or anyone who's not looking to play support to begin with, how do you feel about seeing Tector now in action? Is this still a class that you want to play? Is this an endeavor that you really want to try? It's quite peculiar though. It's a very specific way to like play certain classes and everything like that. But like as long as you can really just practice and put in the effort and really like know exactly what you're doing and know the tools that are available to you and everything like that, I think it's basically the most important thing. Why is my mag so cute? I mean, yeah, that's basically like, it's a Sato mag. I think it's from like the old Phantasy Star and stuff. Gonna go Ranger at first? Yeah, no problem. The orientations of the mags? No, it really depends on your class. Like, for example, if you're playing Tector Hunter, you want to get an S attack mag. For Tector Phantom, I have a pure Dex mag. And like, for example, if you're playing like Tector or whatever, you know, it just really depends on like the class that you play. So you just have to like think about exactly what you're doing. Paul Inman, do people choose Gunner Hunter over Gunner Fighter? Could you explain the differences? Basically, Gunner Hunter is very like, how do you say it? It's a safe version of Gunner Fighter, right? And when I say safe, I mean like you have a lot of like defensive tools and also fail-safes. But if you play Gunner Fighter, you can be able to pull out a lot more higher numbers than Gunner Hunter can. There's very specific mechanics of Gunner Hunter and Gunner Fighter which kind of like overlaps a little bit. But Gunner Fighter does have a lot of like mileage more for terms of damage, but like you can play Gunner Hunter. You can play Gunner Hunter and really just like learn the class first before you switch over to Gunner Fighter. I'm not gonna like explain too much in details right now because like I don't want to overload you guys too much with information in terms of like the specifics and everything. But as long as you understand like the basics of how things work and stuff like that, I think it's completely fine. Okay, so yeah, that is 2 classes demonstrated. Oh man. Very cool. Very, very cool. How long am I streaming for? I'll probably stream for like just a bit more. I plan to stream for like an hour or 2 because I still have things to do today. But basically that's a demonstration. I really want to do like at least like 2 class demonstrations today, and then just answer your guys' questions and everything. So now with that said, right? We got to see actually a pretty in-depth version of Tector and Ranger today. So it's actually pretty nice. Actually pretty nice. So let's go back to answering some questions. Maybe I'll do like one more demonstration before I end the stream. But let's go back to answering questions a bit. Okay. Let's answer some questions. Edelius asks, I want to do Bouncer Phantom as my end goal in North America. What is the path to unlock Phantom efficiently? So number 1, you have to understand that to unlock the successor classes, what you have to do is basically unlock 2 classes at level 75. You can definitely play Bouncer Hunter to get to there. So you can actually also learn the class and then you can swap. But I still will recommend that you just learn Bouncer Hunter for a good while and then swap to Bouncer Phantom when you're actually used to it and everything like that. Also, Leos Yagami, thank you so much for dropping by. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Terrence Rise, where's the best place to get updated game guides? Honestly, I don't know. But I'll be making guides for just about every class, so it's okay. Danny asks, why is character creation so hard? You just really have to put in the effort and just learn to like really understand it. Super No Fire. Wait. Super Nafne. There we go. How long does it take to raise the mag stats? Naturally, it will take a really long time, but you can use devices to like immediately use it to max. Like if you have money, you can do that. Shironeko, is there a skill tree recommended for Tector or Forest? I recommend just asking on my Discord. Like, if anyone here watching is not in my Discord right now, like if you guys want to have like any specific like skill trees or anything, or like anything else explained to you, my community is wonderful. Honestly, they're a lot better than I am in terms of gameplay. Like some people are, but like they know what they're doing. We also have some really crazy good people in there. So like if you guys want if you guys want any like questions or specific things answered, I do recommend asking there. Scott Robinson Jr., I'd love to know more about the casino. Casino has nothing much. There's a good place to get clothes. Basically you just want to buy them from the player market. No more egg roll asks, would you make a unit on units? I'll consider it, but probably like after I finish the class guide videos. It's gonna be a while, but hopefully I can get back to everything. It's a lot of content to go over, but I really want to make content for everything for now. Am I gonna go over Gunner? Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it today. Let's ask yours. Endless Eden, thank you for putting in the effort to making guides. Thank you so much. She finished is new to get in Discord. Yeah. Miyagi, Mr. Miyagi asks, how's it in the end game with group play? Is there enough content for? Yeah. The way that PSO2's content works in particular is actually really specific, right? Where you have to like play either like EQs or like content like that, but like SEGA is trying to add in a lot of content for you to be able to like play in general without having to like wait for like the emergency quest schedules and things like that. So we'll have to see how that goes. So it'll be a while until we actually get a definitive answer for that, since the game is always like changing and improving and everything like that. So we still have to like continue to really just see and really just think about like what's going on, what's etc. etc. MF03 character creation tips. Honestly, what I do is I kind of just like sit in the character creation salon for hours and hours and hours. Sometimes like you see me sitting there for like 6 to 8 hours and everything like that every day. Well, not every day, but like when I'm creating my character and just like basically, you know, make it. It takes a while and effort, so it's kind of just like you really just have to put in the effort if you really want something good to come out for real. And it also really depends on your taste and everything like that. So like, for example, if you see a character that you really like, or like you want to make a character like that, for example, maybe you can use that character, you know, as an example base or like an inspiration. So like once you actually get your inspiration, you can, you know, base off whatever you want to make from that. Yours asked me, how much money have I spent on this game? I probably spent quite a bit on this game, but that's because I want to support the game. But if you really had to ask me, like, if I did not want to support the game, right, I would actually be spending probably like $0 right now. Phantasy Star Online 2 is basically the freest, like the most free to play game I've ever played in my life. And I really do hope that a lot more companies really do like pick up how Phantasy Star Online 2 does the game and everything like that. So yeah. Wonder when the next Liberate Unlocker? Shishimaru asks, Liberate unit or Cleasis? I think it really depends on just the stats you need. Because Liberate and like the other one, Novell, is like the Cliffat and Xenesis. One focus on health, one focus on PP. So it really depends on what you need. Cleasis is like a good balance of both, so it's still really good. When the next unlocker, we already have 3, so it's like, it's gonna be a bit. Okabe Rentaro. Question, I used Braver once. Braver one of the Phantom, what? Using an attack clockwise, is there a way to go faster? No, you don't go faster. Yeah, this is the PC and the JP version. Okay, Piece 14. Yo, Azel, I have a question. What exactly can I use my subclass for? I'm gonna choose Hunter as my subclass. You have Twin Machine Gun, sure you guys go Ranger. Oh no, Gunner Hunter is good. Basically, think of it this way. Your subclass is basically only used for multipliers. You do not want to use your subclass for like their weapons and stuff like that. Like you please don't do that. But yeah, basically just use their subclass for multipliers. That's basically it. Funko Pops? I do not know what Funko Pops are. I'm so sorry. You'd rail for fashion and convenience? Yeah. Oh, also, by the way, I really have to say that I'm so sorry that I couldn't read as much comments as I wanted to today because I was really concentrated on doing demonstrations today. So like I really wanted to like be able to read all the comments and everything while I was doing demonstrations, but I really wasn't because I was really concentrated. Sorry about that. But even then though, hope you guys got some really, really good information of that. Still waiting for the Yamato class? Hell yeah, dude. Okay. Now, before we end the stream, actually, I was gonna do maybe another demonstration, but actually, let's talk about PSO2 Station a little bit. Let's talk about Station a little bit. Actually, I really wanted to just go over just a little bit of like what happened with PSO2 Station. Okay, so the most important thing that I really wanted to show you guys is the PSO2 player survey information. Let me show you guys an image on the screen. Okay, add a new source, image capture, add source. Here we go. Okay. So, what you're seeing on screen right now is the information from the recent player survey of Phantasy Star Online 2. A lot of you who may not read Japanese is probably going to ask, Azel, what the hell are you showing us? Right? So this is basically a chart where SEGA takes a player feedback and say, hey, are you satisfied with our class? And then the colors, dark blue here is very satisfied, and then dark red is not satisfied. So in this order, it is Hunter, Ranger, Force, Braver, Bouncer, Summoner, Fighter, Gunner, and Tector. And then the last three are Hero, Phantom, and Étoile. This is what the current players in the Japanese server thinks about the classes in the game. The two most satisfied classes that people think of is Bouncer with 14% in blue and then 41% in the light blue. And then, of course, there's Phantom with 34% in the dark blue and 46% in the light blue. So a lot of people are really happy with Phantom and Bouncer. Why is that? Bouncer is one of the more easier classes to play, and you actually don't need a lot of like big setups and everything. And then Phantom is just like really comfortable to play because again, it's a pretty simple learning curve, but it also has a really, really high skill cap. So a lot of people are really happy with Phantom in general. And also the fact that it's a successor class, you don't need a subclass. So it's like super easy and comfortable to play. Now looking at this, like don't get discouraged to play the other classes, okay? But this is just basically just the opinions of people who think that what classes are like fun to play and what classes they really, really like. Just a small like thought experiment, I guess so. Yeah. But again, I mean, the equilibrium of like this whole thing is actually pretty good. So I think it's okay. Like every class is in a pretty good spot. There's no classes with like super big jarring, I don't like this, except for Force, only because, you know, Force is basically the squishiest class in the game. And also it's the hardest class to play because you need so much setup and everything like that. It's not bad in any means, but it just doesn't feel great to play. So yeah, let me take this out. Boom. Okay, so I think that's about a pretty good place to wrap everything up now. Let me answer a few more questions you guys have in the comments, and then I'll probably end the stream shortly. Also, once again though, thank you so much for dropping by today. I didn't expect to do like a super long stream or anything, but hopefully it was really helpful. So I'll be sure to let you guys know when like the stream VOD and everything is up. So I'll let you know on that one on Discord as well. And also on the social medias. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna answer a few more questions before. So if you guys have any burning questions or anything, feel free to just like comment down, and then I'll pick up the things that I really want to answer. Or well, anything that I think is like cool to answer. Your mom gay ass, is Gunner bad? No. Gunner is basically the best class in the game right now. I don't think there's even a contest for if Gunner is the best class in the game. Peace14 asks, where can I see the fashion for male characters? Do I know any that are unique? I don't play any male characters, so I do not know. I'm sorry. Touch the bacon. Good night. Thank you very much for dropping by. Tornado Dance is a double saber skill. Yep. Popular classes are usually the easy ones. Yeah, definitely. Cut really funny emotes. Funny emotes, huh? Let's see. Explosion! I think the Konosuba emotes are pretty funny. There. Is PvP balanced? Yes and no, I guess. It's kind of like everything is like one-shot territory, so it's like, oh. Danny asks, doesn't successor classes feel stronger? Yes and no, honestly. It's newer and it feels better to play. Rune Paladin, yeah, no. Like this game balance is not focused on PvP at all. Adam asks, I'm working on to make my novel double saver to 15 star. Any tip for non-hardcore players? Honestly, just go at your own pace. Like you don't have to grind too hard for like gear if you really like, as long as you can handle yourself and just, you know, do things just fine. I think you're fine. Canvas, is Resta better? Yes. I think it's better than Mediverse to an extent because like you don't need people to hit, you know. You can heal people while they're down, but like people, Mediverse, like if someone's like down, you can't heal them because they have to attack to get healing. Can I zoom in on my character? Yeah, sure. That. Let me sit properly. This angle is so weird. How do I angle this properly? There's no like good views here, sadly. Hold on. Give me a moment. What if I do this? Turn this way instead. I like this angle. Boop. Emotes are hard. I like balls. Here, I'll just put this for now. Okay. Sorry about that. What's my recommendation for subclasses and Gunner? Gunner Fighter for highest damage. Gunner Hunter for learning the class. I heard that starting as a force is rough. Shifune? Yeah. Don't play force as a starter. It's probably one of the worst ideas you can have. Is there any tips with farming class X cubes? Honestly, just play the game. You'll be fine. Gunner, what is the thing you move to spin dash forward? That's your weapon action. Shadow Ghost open beta? No. This is Japan. This is PSO2 JP. Gojira, do you use reshade? No. Terrence Rise. My shift is work is going to suck when the stream ends. Oh no, that's not cool. Tsushimaru classic cubes. Yeah, Master and UQ infiltration. Elder Elder is pretty good for that. Perfect. My character looks beautiful. Thank you. I like balls. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Whew. Alright, so I guess that should be just about every question that I have right now. You wanna play Gunner? Sounds like fun. Here. Boop. How does text keep MP up? You have to normal attack or use like PP convert. Is current limited worth too far? Oh no! Oh no! Ignore that. I said earlier that I was going to do one run of the limit. Hold on, noise. Hold on. We're not ending the stream. We are not ending the stream right now. False alarm. False alarm. One run of limited. Hold on. One run of limited. And then I can say like, hey, is this worth it? Okay, once we do one run, we can actually end the stream. Okay. False alarm. I'm sorry about that. I completely forgot. I don't know how I forgot that. But sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, also by the way guys, how's the stream quality today by the way? I tried to like crank up the bitrate quite a bit. So like how's the quality today compared to like the other times if you've ever watched like my other streams before? Like I actually put up the bitrate by like over 3000 this time. So it's actually significantly more bitrate than like the previous times that I actually did this. Am I playing a game in 4K? Absolutely not. I'm in exactly 1080p. Is all the crossover events and stuff gonna come to NA? Oh, I cannot say that. It'll be cool if it comes to NA, but I have no guarantees. How attributes sold focus in mag for hero? I think what you mean is like what mag, right? You basically just have like any attack is fine. SRT, as long as it's not dex. For hero, it's completely fine. Quality's good. Microphone volume and everything's good. Awesome. I guess this is the perfect setting then for streaming. Or at least like good quality. Seems a lot cleaner. We're gonna see right now if the stream is gonna be bad again on like action stuff because we haven't been moving a lot. But yeah, we'll see. We will see right now. I have not done this LQ before, so let's see. Ooh, rain. Beautiful. Is this a boss rush? Ow. I'm really not used to rifle. Also what I'm playing is the Phantom class right now, so just in case you guys are wondering. Okay, I'm done with rifle for now. I haven't really got practice for rifle. I'm gonna practice that in some other time. Oh, so it's just it's a boss rush, huh? Interesting. Okay, so area 2 is a Lilithpa. Oh, we have this guy. Okay. Understood. Oops. You know, now that I think about it, since there's these like spiky things, shouldn't I be like using them to actually do like counters and stuff like that? It's actually not a bad idea. Two, three. Yeah, it's the ultra version of the bosses, which is pretty cool. I enjoy boss rushes. Boom. Oh, that's tragic. Oh, his second boss. Astolfo Dragon. Hi! Oh. Anemones? Really? Ow? Ow? That hurt, surprisingly. Mm-hmm. Harkaton? Oh. Hi. Oh, we have the damaging floor as well? Yo, that's cool. Yo, this outkill is awesome. I need to make a video on this. Nicely done. Now get the other leg. The pop phantom marker for this. This guy's tanky as balls. There we go. Get the horn. Boop. Now his head is open. And just focus. Oh, what? Nice. There's still more? Yo, this is cool. Earth? Oh, the new Train Ghidorah. Yo, that's awesome. Let's see, Heaven's Punisher and Skull Eater? Yeah, they're both in this game. Is it better to jumpstart as a Force Phantom? Honestly, no. Force is a hell to play in early game. I don't recommend that at all. And it is probably going to break it up, I think, when it comes to like content. I've not fought this new Train Ghidorah before, so... Does that work? Yes, it did. Okay. Ow. Very cool, but please don't teleport. You can do anything but don't teleport, please. Okay, so we can't... The tail doesn't have the weak spot like the normal... Okay. Ow. Somebody died. That's not cool. Oh man, he is tanky. Although he should be pretty close to dead, I think. There we go. Shooting out all those bits. Nicely done. 3. This should be basically his last straw. Oh, I missed my timing. There we go. Awesome. That was a really cool LQ. And that's a 15 star. Thank you. Did your units drop anything special? EX Act of Soul. Oh, that's a bit valuable. That's cool. Very cool, very cool. I can approve of this LQ. It's actually pretty fun. And you get weapon badges too. It's awesome. What 15 did I get? Let's check it out. Yeah, let's go check it out. It's a wand? Is that Cheval? Wait, orb? Yo, orb weapons drop? Yo, this LQ is you can get Doombreak 3. SAF from the orb weapons. Yo, this is actually really good. Because what this means is like, when you're running like 7 or 8 slots, you can actually run, for example, in the next weapon, right? You run S1, 2, 3, and 5. And then you run Astral Soul, Doombreak 3, Phrased Weak, and then your last slot is going to be the Grand Power or like Grand whatever. That's awesome. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I'll probably be playing this a bit this week. Which class would it say has the flashiest skills? Etoile. No doubt about that. In terms of like flashiness and like really cool stuff, Etoile is like the king. How do I make a character like Arcelia? Well, let me tell you guys shortly, okay? This girl is basically just about everything that I like. Just about everything that I like. Me as a person, I like bunnies. That should be of no surprise that I like bunnies. Which is reflected there in, well, the bunny ear headband, right? Right here. 2 of my favorite colors. If you look at this alone, what do you think my favorite colors are? The answer is blue and pink. I absolutely love blue and pink. Light blue, light pink. So it's exactly what I use. I like girls' ponytails. So I made a character that has a ponytail style hair. I like magic. So she's a Newman with those elf ears. I like flowers, so I have a flower corsage. And I like girls that has a sharp and determined looking face. So that's exactly what I did. This is not like my full like normal costume, but it's like a temporary costume that I really like right now. Let me show you the usual costume that I like to be running recently. Here. This is what I've been running usually for my costumes. It's kind of like really formal, but also really cute at the same time. But it also looks pretty like mage-ish, even though I'm not a mage. But it's really nice. with like the leg wings and everything as well. Let me change back to the other costume. On base wear, which one was it? Was it 10 loose? Yes, it was. Awesome. Now I have to take off my accessories. I don't need the direct ribbon. Remove that one and then remove the foot wing. Boom. Okay, back to my costume now. What's the best way to level past 55? Probably doing like EQs and everything like that. It's pretty funny. Or just doing like the limited quests and everything. Or featured quests in general. You need 2 more classes of 75 to get a 12? Yeah. Bet that the ladies love the voice and accent. I don't know about that one. I think I try to sound pretty normal, so. Sure, Neko would be like, I really want to change my girl into a Newman. But you can't change race. It's okay. Yoda Scaris, another episode of Azalara's fetish. Please don't do that. You want RC's costume? Yeah. You probably get these costumes sometime in the future, so you'd be okay. No problem. Alright. Good stuff for Braver. Braver Hunter for learning game, and then Braver Phantom for basically like being advanced. But Braver Hunter is generally like the one you want to go with anyways, so it's okay. My girl's excellent. Thank you. Okay, so we've been here for like basically 2 hours now. I said I was gonna do like an hour-ish, but like sure, no problem. Anyways, LQ's done. We're good. We got some gameplay, we got some guides, we got some everything in. So once again, thank you so much everyone for dropping by. I hope you're having a wonderful day, by the way. Like, hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's a Thursday. I'm actually surprised that a lot of people showed up here, but yeah. No, like, thank you so much, everyone. If you guys want to, like, chat or, like, have more discussions or anything like that, feel free to hop over on my Discord. Link's in the description below. My favorite environment? Shironia. Or Enchanted Forest, actually. But yeah, I'll be in Discord, so if you guys want to chat or anything, feel free to hop on by. And with that said, take care, everyone. And once again, of course, don't forget to smile. Because we make the world a better place every day, day by day. Bit by bit. Community by community. Person by person. Gonna make the world a better place. Smile and be happy. Spread that positivity. Yeah. Can't even speak anymore. Spread that positivity to other people. And hopefully you all just have a great night or day or wherever you are. I can't even say like speeches properly anymore. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Alright, take care everyone. I'll see you all later. Boop. Also, no golfing. No golfing with launchers, okay? We're not going there.